You know, when we either screw things up or things don't necessarily go to plan, we just gotta try again. And I'm not sure you can see on this little green bean, there's a whole lot of mold on that cotton. Now I have to say it's not totally unexpected. There's a little bit of mold also on the cotton of the mustard. I do sometimes do things even when I expect them to go bad, because that's good science. Making sure things do happen as you expect them to happen is an important part of making sure that when you do come to the final iteration of whatever you're creating, it's going to work. It is okay to fail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them keep growing in there for the time being. I'm probably going to take the green bean out because I didn't expect that to grow anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying different materials, and I am going to be forced to go back to this net cup and the perlite inside it. What I'm hoping though is to get something very thin after the roots go through. I can put it into the cup with the perlite and the water can flow over it. Seems pretty good to me. Here's my next iteration. Gauze, a little makeup pad, and a paper towel. It's very easy to give up. It's not easy to keep going when you know things will go wrong. But finding out exactly what happens when it goes wrong is really important. You'll also see that the roots growing out underneath the mold are really good. Now granted, they're coming out into air, but they look perfectly healthy. I am happy so far, and it's just going to get a little more complicated from here. All right, little hydroponics update. How are the babies doing? Well, number one, not only are there gigantic leaves on this chard, I'm actually going to have to start harvesting these for baby chard leaves. Check out that root growth. Now the color of it is because of the light. So there's no slime. There's no terrible growth. There's a little bit of algae on the bottom of this pool noodle over here for this one. But all the rest of the roots, the eggplant roots, are also getting very big. And they look fantastic. I am seeing secondary leaves on the Shijimasai greens, and I think that the mustard of course is going to town. The bean is going to go insane very quickly. The corn is so happy, like just reaching for that light. Secondary leaves on the Bib lettuce. Bib lettuce, of course, is a good hardy variety. And the basil. The basil, of course, will stay as long as it survives. The corn will not. The pole beans will not. Pretty much everything else will stay. My disappointment is this. Yes. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not a twitch. Not a root. Nothing from the parsley. These seeds are officially dead. I'm gonna go find that packet, throw it out, and buy some new ones. I think this parsley seed is actually from 2019. These are not part of the hydroponic system, but I thought I'd give you guys a glimpse anyway. I think, unfortunately, the heat and the smoke might have done my blueberry babies in, because all those brand new little leaves I saw on them have dropped off, drooping, dying. So I think these two are going to be cleared out. Try that again. No more seeds, but these do look happy, and these are the cuttings that I took. Let's see. Oh, everything needs water. The cinnamon still has a green stem, but the black is growing. I need to trim it off about here. I'll keep it as long as it wants to stay, but I don't know. I think it's probably gonna die. All right, have a good day, Hydroponics. Okay, a little more winter prep today. Notice I get rid of the pile here from the raised bed. I don't need it anymore. I don't have that particular box, and I'm not going to use this spot again for a raised bed. The soccer nets are gone, and most of this has gotten tidied up and tossed into the bag here. I am going to have to move the tarp because the weather report is starting to specify increased humidity, increased chances of rain, and I don't want the tarp here preventing the rain from soaking into the ground. That would be really, really irresponsible of me. So what I'll do is I'll move the planters and shift the bark out onto the ground and then put the planters back. I don't think there's a whole lot of hope for any actual watermelons. As you can see, this hasn't grown very big. It's had plenty of water, plenty of food. These acorn squashes are growing just fine. Same soil, and well, there are actually a couple of baby watermelons. And that usually means that just like squash, if they don't grow, they haven't been pollinated, and they're not going to grow because the plant won't put any energy into growing something that's just a waste of time. The butternut squash is going like gangbusters, not gangbangers, gangbusters. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I said that. Over here, the corn is done. I got about 10 ears off it, which is fantastic, and I fed the worms, just dug it all back into the ground. Zucchini still going nuts. That needs some water. Still going like nuts. So I'll just leave those to their own devices. Beans. How are the beans doing? Well, they look very nice. They're still very firm, and no sign of any coloration yet on the pods, which means they are not done. They are nowhere near done. So I better get started on that.
pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky.
Now what we should see when I lift up this sheet is there should be a rush of little insects. Ah, yes. Hello there. Oh, lovely. That is perfect. Perfect. It's exactly what I want to see, because I'm going to need those little guys to help break down this bark. Oh. Don't fall down, okay?
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky.
Now, I'll just kind of rake that out and get rid of that second one, and I'll just let it sit. I don't have to dig it in. It'll become its own nice, neat bed, and I can decide what to do with it next year.
When I'm up through the night, I can't turn down the noise, say all the words out of my mind.
about who I'm supposed to be. I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away, they were simpler times. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars, you'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. Maybe my compass was wrong, and I'm still on my way closer each day to where I belong. I'm still rolling the dice, praying sometimes it don't last that long. I'm losing my faith, I'm walking away from what you knew all along. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars, you'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. Child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars, you'll be dancing, dancing on the moon.
Find you. I'm used to waiting. Are you? Would you be waiting there too? I'm used to staying. Would you? Would you be waiting?
Now, I can hear you asking yourselves, why is it irresponsible to leave the tarps there on the ground all year long? After all, you know, plenty of people have weed control underneath their soil all year long. Well, this is a very small plot of land, and I am trying to improve the soil quality on the section that I have, and everything underneath that tarp is definitely dry. Just having taken off that tarp, I saw the soil underneath it bone dry, which is great for weed control. There were no weeds growing up through that tarp, not at all, and that was perfect. All around the edges, yeah, but underneath, nope, not a sign, which meant that my plants in the containers had a great life during these growing seasons. But if I left it there, it would continue to be bone dry. No moisture would seep down there. No bacteria, no fungi, no nothing could grow under there. And that means the soil isn't going to be improved, because nothing can evolve where there is no water. Water on our planet is the essential variable to make sure that evolution happens, and evolution in the soil really needs that, which is why I don't mind losing that bark. That bark will just go down. It is part of the carbon evolution process, and we'll see an entirely different patch of ground next year. I don't mind having to replace the tarp if I just want to put another container garden there, and I don't mind putting the tarp back down next year if I want to put something else, like maybe another temporary greenhouse on top of there to grow more babies after they're done in the greenhouse upstairs. So we'll see. For now, let's go see how the peas are doing. And containers are all happy. Hello, peas. How you doing? You look pretty good. Let me make sure that this is on shower. There we go. They're good and strong. Even when I spray them with water, they're not folding over, which is good. We do have quite a few blooms, but that's okay. As long as they keep going up, it's not going to be a problem. This little one down here didn't do so well, did it? This one is this one's not really trying to go up, but that's okay. The stem is not damaged. I think it may just need a helping hand with a little bit of string. I'm still hopeful for these peas.